Introducing Moses Itauma.
I see Moses Itauma as an excellent boxer. At only 20 years old, he is already showing incredible skill and talent. There's no doubt in my mind that he has the tools to become a future world heavyweight champion. The talent of this 20-year-old from Chatham is clear for everyone to see. Despite his young age, the British prospect fights with maturity and a high-level style that seems far beyond his years. He's got quick hands, a strong variety of punches, impressive movement, and the kind of punching power that can change a fight in an instant. For now, let's look back at some of the standout moments from Moses' career so far. Itauma versus McKean. This was Moses' most impressive performance to date. On the undercard of the historic Usyk versus Fury rematch, the 19-year-old made a huge statement. Across the ring stood the experienced Australian Dempsey McKean, a tall, awkward southpaw who had previously pushed Filip Hrgovic in a tough fight. Itauma, however, tore through him with shocking ease. "Look at those elbows," the commentators warned. "They're wide open and Itauma comes in low. If he targets the body, McKean could be in trouble." And trouble came quickly. In the opening minute and a half, McKean was caught clean and went crashing to the canvas. He struggled to recover, but the fight was already slipping away.
You've got to be careful there because Itauma comes in low.
Dempsey McKean takes a very heavy on the Brennan, devastating fashion as Dickerman. Now there he is back in a couple of rounds. And now for Dempsey McKean can come the youngest heavyweight champion in history. Last victory, he knocked out the Australian recover, but Itauma, fight's done.
He works that body, he might be in trouble.
And Itauma could be on victory number 11 and another knockout. And maybe he could be. Dempsey McKean is blown away. And Dempsey McKean is blown away. And that's victory number 11 and another knockout. And Moses.
January 28th, 2023. This was a professional debut where Moses faced Marcel Bode. No trouble at all in his very first professional outing. The announcer's voice echoed, "Tonight, making a professional boxing debut, Moses Itauma." And then, just like that, it was over. A single clean left hand made the Czech fighter's knees buckle. Seconds later, another shot dropped him, and the referee had no reason to let it continue. The fight lasted just 23 seconds. Inside the opening 15 seconds, Marcel Bode was already on the canvas, legs gone. Itauma had announced himself to the pro ranks with devastating force.
Anybody older than 17, and he's absolutely blown away. The man from the Czech Republic to the canvas, legs all over the place. He's very, very exciting, and we knew the knockout machine as a junior amateur. It's the first time he's ever Itauma. Incredible, explosive, Republic. What a statement, what a start. The journey's begun for Moses. He's a very, very clever boxer. He can box behind that.
Boxer who could win with more than just knockouts. Itauma versus Dyshenko. Next came a test against durable Ukrainian journeyman Dmytro Dyshenko. The first time in Moses' career where he couldn't finish with a knockout. But in fairness, no one has stopped Dyshenko yet. Still, Itauma dominated from start to finish. Across 6 rounds, he showed he could control the pace both pressing forward and boxing on a back foot, while barely giving his opponent a chance to mount any offense. The referee, who was also serving as a judge, scored a clean sweep.
As a professional fighter, still digging that. He's very natural, doesn't he, in his movement. There's ducked in early on, though. It's just measuring the distance. The jab's impressive because he's setting up the attacks. Then he's swinging. It's game, isn't he? The body shots have to be permanently. Great accurate to block those body shots. But that's good boxing. Lovely 1-2. to the final round. And they're throwing wild shots and trying to get a knockout. He's methodically dressed for Dobyshenko. He's takes for Itauma. What I want to see him, I want to see Dobyshenko not doing too bad. Is he on that out? Not in 25 to be the youngest man to ever do it. 30 seconds punches in there. Just grimaces occasionally. A tough guy indeed. Inside the final thing, taking in the full distance of the contest in terms of his fitness. It's a tough. Still get Dobyshenko, yeah, he's tough in to the body, that are doing most of the damage there. It's combination high, so the shots on the gloves and the elbows where he can, but he's as young and inexperienced.
His fitness was unquestionable, his composure impressive, and his movement natural for someone so young. Even when Dobyshenko grimaced through the body shots and tried to last it out, Itauma kept breaking him down with smart combinations, sharp 1-2s, and clean defense.
You could just double up the power from side, and as Dobyshenko is coming to more opportunities for him to team hammered, and we just started to see him drop the shoulders a little bit and get a pot. Also damage to Dobyshenko. Body shot. How many more can he keep taking here? But on that back foot there.
By the final round, it was obvious Moses Itauma wasn't just a knockout artist. He was a complete fighter in the making. Dobyshenko was tough, no doubt about it. Itauma versus Ramon Barra, March 25th, 2023. The next test came against Argentina's Ramon Barra, but as expected, he posed no real threat. The so-called contest barely lasted 35 seconds. Itauma came out aggressively from the opening bell, immediately on the front foot, and landed a perfect right hook. The punch was devastating.
Very well skilled, great amateur pedigree, very explosive, isn't he, Itauma? And straight away on that front foot. And oh, what a shot! And Ramon Ibarra is flat on his back, on the canvas. Down he goes. First meaningful punch of the fight. Well, I think it was 23 seconds for the first one, and it looks as though he's about to be counted out.
Ibarra hit the canvas flat on his back and never recovered. The official time was called at 35 seconds of round one, and the referee's count sealed another highlight reel knockout for the young Brit. Itauma remained undefeated, explosive, skilled, and showing off the pedigree that had people predicting greatness. Itauma versus Ilya Mazins, Usyk versus Fury undercard. On the undercard, the historic Usyk Fury clash. Moses knew the stage was massive, and he was determined to impress both the crowd and the event organizers. Across from him stood Ilya Mazins, a Kazakh fighter with a padded record. It was a perfect opportunity to shine. From the start, Itauma put on a show. A sharp feint set up a thunderous left hand that sent Mazins reeling into the corner.
Would it come out? No. And Vicente back into the corner, eats a right and another left. He's trying to hold on. But well, again, this is the heavyweight division. One punch can change. I'm not letting him. That look. Would you? Oh, look at that. Speed. What a shot. What a combination. Oh, the body isn't working anymore. They'll wave it off. Moses Itauma makes it look.
The referee had no choice but to wave it off. It was pure dominance. The speed, the power, the accuracy, everything seemed effortless. Commentators drew comparisons to a young Mike Tyson, recalling how Trevor Berbick tried to rise after a knockdown but couldn't find his legs. Mazins was left in the same state, broken down by the sheer force of a 20-year-old prodigy. Once again, Moses Itauma proved why many believe he's destined to become the youngest heavyweight champion in history.
Inside the opening 15 seconds, Marcel Doda crumbled. With that punch, hasn't he, tonight? There's the been done. Red time, we just keep the punches up. He's just gone through whatever the fight started, that he's been pretty lethal. Half gloves. Bright enough to Belarus. Shots and could just gone through, and there's been a real element of